Hey guys, it's end of 2024. Figure I would just do a little tour. It's been a while since I've posted anything, so here's an update of what we got. Status of all our critters. I'll tackle the plants later, but down here we got the dendrobates, leucomelas. There's 4 of them. The tank had gotten really wet and saturated, so I kind of let that dry out a little bit. I'm gonna start upping the mistings again, but you can see the tank is rather lush. That margravia has really taken over. I need to trim back that purple waffle. It's on some moss growing here and there, but these guys are doing pretty well. They haven't given me any eggs this year. Maybe 1 clutch, but that's it. Into here, I recently just moved some azureus froglets. I don't know. They're usually hanging out in that tunnel. But they're growing. We've got quite a bit of them. Let's see. Well, they're not in that tunnel. Where are these guys? And there's number 3. Stay in there. Anyway, we got some azureus froglets who are growing out. I had to move them into this bigger tank. Not much to report on that end. Here is the ranitomeya uakarii. These guys put out a lot of eggs this year. The tank is a little drier than I like. I just sprayed it down, but they've given me a bunch of eggs. They really liked these tadpoles, and that's where they've laid most of the time. They've been hanging out in a few spots. Here we have ranitomeya sirensis highlands. There's 4 in here. They have consistently given me eggs. So far, only 1 has been fertile this year. There might have been 2. I lost the second one. But these guys are constantly calling, constantly laying eggs. They're just not fertilized. So I'm trying to up the vitamin A, and we'll see what we got going on. Here we have our oophagas, cemetary bastimentos. They've been really liking that bromeliad up top. I've gotten a couple tadpoles out of them this year. The tadpoles are harder for oophaga, so we're trying to work with it. Plants have struggled a little bit in this tank, but the frogs are doing great. Down here, we got a couple more leucomelas. These are offspring from the other tank that I started with. There's only 2 in there, and one of them is a male. He calls every once in a while. The other one, that guy, I'm not sure what he is. He's just a little on the thin side. He's constantly eating, so we're slowly fattening him up. Here's a new tank. There's nothing in here at the moment other than maybe spiders. But I'm thinking if I can get sirensis highlands, a second tank of them, would be great. Here we have our dendrobates auratus. There's 4 of them in there, as well as some morning geckos. This is the first tank I've ever done, and I'm not loving it anymore. I plan to rescape it. There's a bunch of slugs in here, and I want to get rid of all of them. I got some zebra isopods that have hung out, but there are a bunch of morning geckos, as well as 4 auratus. This Hoya has done, not Hoya, Calathea has done pretty well. It's obviously eaten by these slugs, but otherwise, yeah, I don't love this tank. Here we have all the tadpoles that are coming along. There are 3, you're totally not going to see them. 3 of the uakarii froglets. I went ahead and stuck them in here because they're so tiny when they morph out. Instead of putting them into here, because I was just worried about them getting lost, and this tank needed to grow up a little bit. It's not ideal. These bromeliads are struggling, so right now there's nothing in there. I'm gonna probably move the uakarii froglets in to grow, but for right now they're hanging out. I've got 1 that I just moved in here yesterday, and there's 3 that have been in there for a couple weeks. But tons of tadpoles. Most of these are uakarii. A few of them are azureus. We have my big 36 by 36. I love this tank. It is gorgeous. Things are growing. I think I need to water it a little bit more to kind of help humidity stick to the walls, to give these vine plants a chance to grow better. Other than the solanum. Solanum is taking off and doing fantastic. Look at that. I gotta trim that all the time. Cerensis mirabilis, he's not been doing super great. Oh, it looks like we're putting out a new leaf though. That's good. So that'll be the first new leaf since it's been in here, and hopefully it's kind of adapted, and we'll see how it looks. Because it was struggling before, and that's its oldest leaf. And I went ahead and put it in here, and we'll just see. We got quite a bit of plant life in here. No frogs yet. Just kind of working on the bromeliads and the plants, letting everything grow. I want the background to be a bit more. I don't know what I'm gonna put in this tank. You guys have suggestions? I want to get some amarega at some point. I really like the ranitomeya, so I might do ranitomeya in here. I might put oophaga in here. I don't know. I did get a new 40-gallon breeder for Christmas, so the plan is to have 2 of these side by side in this space. But right now, that's a new plant or a new tank to be done. Here's our grow out, and with all the glare and everything, we're gonna go in the top. And of course he moved. There are a couple azureus froglets. They're teeny tiny, itty bitties. So there's 4 of them right there. I think there's a total of 5, and as well as an auratus in here. Yeah, look at them hop around. So they're tiny. Today's feeding day. I'm gonna get on those. Here, I went ahead and moved this tank in here. I have a trio of azureus. Oh, yeah. Hanging out. They do give me babies a lot. A lot. But those are the frogs that we have for now. And everybody seems to be doing well. We got plans in the works. I had thought about, this is built to hold 4 of those 40 gallons and then another 36 by 36 and then 18 by 24s in this space. But I'm liking some of the plants in here, so I might just dedicate a shelf or 2 for plants. We'll see. Oh yeah. The last tank I have, this is a 55 gallon. There's 2 dendrobates, tinctorius blue sipaliwini in here. I don't see them very often. I do think I'm going to get rid of this tank and downsize them and move them into the animal room, because it's just kind of in here on its own and I never see them.